Okay, here's my small little review of the L5 remote app and accessory for the iOS devices. And now this is the L5 accessory that connects into the dock port, the 30-pin connector port of your iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch, and it allows your device to communicate through the app to your devices, whatever you want to use. Now I'm just going to show you how to set up an app or set up a remote really quickly on the iPhone. You can do it on the iPad. Now the iPad, it's pretty much the same as the iPhone app, except for the fact that you can see more of the screen. You have a longer remote to work with. While this is the same remote that's on there, I have to scroll to get all the stuff in. With this one, I can see more of the app in one screen. Now, for my TV, what we're going to do here, just to show you how easy it is to make a remote, I'm going to actually, right down here you have the cloud button, the number of remotes you have, and a settings button. The settings button will touch in a second, but the cloud one, it shows 9, and that means that I have 9 remotes. Of course, it's not going to focus that well. Okay, but I have 9 remotes, and I can either swipe through them or push that button and it shows all the remotes. Now what I've actually done is I made a home remote, and these are jump keys. What jump keys are is it'll hop to that actual remote. It's pretty much just like a shortcut instead of having to swipe through. So I've got my Samsung LED TV, and then back to the home remote, LG TV remote, back to the home, Solera, whoop, back home, Emerson Insignia, back home, whatnot. But I'm going to show you how to create a remote. And it's a learning app, so you can actually teach your app commands from other remotes. Okay, we're going to push the plus sign down, or actually, what you can do also, it's got a search area, so you can search the cloud. You can tap the cloud, and then it'll show the type: TV, VCR, DVD, whatnot. My internet's being goofy, but that's what you'll show up here: TV, VCR, DVR, etc. And then the brand, like Sony, Apple, all that stuff. And then you can search for it. Here is a copy and merge button. You can actually select what remotes you want, and you can choose to copy them or merge them together. But I'm not going to do that. Alright, if we tap the new remote, we're just going to do remote 1, name it, tags, and devices. Tags are what will show up on the cloud if you are searching for a remote, and the devices, that's strictly for you to make notes of what devices this will work for. Okay, now I've created remote 1. Whoop. Okay, now you have the option to do, when you first design it, design your own remote. Do you want a custom or a quick remote? I'm going to do a custom remote so you can see how easy it is. What the hell? I am running the iOS 5 beta though, so it does have some issues.
You've got mail.
And I've got mail. Oh, come on.
New email.
Okay, it decided to give me the quick remote. This is what the quick remote looks like. Custom is supposed to give me a blank slate. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete all these buttons. Friggin' piece of... Okay, now what I'm going to show you is pretty much basic remote. I've got my TV remote here and my Xbox 360 remote here. my purpose of this video will be to turn on the TV, change the input to the Xbox, and then turn the Xbox on so you can see. So we'll place a button up here saying, and then we'll name it TV on. Now you can, if I don't like the size of this, I can change it so it's bigger or smaller, but that's fine. That's fine. I can also change circle, square, horizontal, rectangle, vertical, rectangle, whatnot. I can also change the color. So power button, I'll do green, and I could change the image if I wanted to through any of these images, but I don't want to. Now that'll be TV on. Now I'm going to copy it and make this Xbox on. Alright, and now I'm going to make a TV input button. Name it TV input. Done. And I mean, there's a lot of features you can do here. It's actually really powerful. You have your power buttons, or your power button with the power symbol, name, circle, square. Now these two don't really matter because you can change this one to this one and vice versa. You've got your volume buttons and your channel buttons. You've got drawers. Now what a drawer is, essentially, let's say, okay, I'm gonna change this to actually the picture of a channel, or sorry, numbers, number pad, because I want to signify that it's numbers. So what I'm going to do, and you can also, these little palettes you put it on, you can, when you tap them, if you notice in that bottom right hand and upper right hand, you can make it bigger and smaller. Okay, now what this is it's a drawer, so it opens up. So now I can put more buttons on here. So I'll just go ahead and let's just put a directional navigation on there, and let's open that drawer up a little bigger. Now what this does is when I tap it, it closes. If I save it, this is what my remote looks like right now. If I close the drawer, then it's closed. It's really handy for stuff that you don't use a lot but you'd like to have on there. For example, with me, I never watch TV, so actually with my remote, you'll notice the yellow buttons are all drawers. So my directional, I don't really need this a lot. I just need it when I hook up a USB drive to my TV directly to navigate movies and whatnot, whatever's on there. I never use the number pad, but in case I happen to ever get a digital converter box, it'd be nice to be able to change channels, so I'm going to keep it on there. And my media, I never use this. I mean, I just don't, so it's kind of pointless, but I'd still like it on there, so it's good to have that. Now let's go back to that remote we made. Okay, I think everything's there. Alright, what we're going to do is go back to the settings, and okay, what we have here, skin, you can do the default black, or we can do a silver. So if we do silver, then it's a shiny silverish style. And okay, one last thing with the design. You have a macro drawer, which is pretty much what a macro drawer is it's exactly like a drawer, except for when you push it, it's to hold macros. Now the purpose of the macros, I'm not going to show you how to make a macro just because that's too involved for me right now, and I'm trying to make a short video. But the whole point of a macro is, let's say you want to turn your TV on, or okay, I guess I can make a macro really quickly. Let's assign the buttons first. Now I'm going to teach it to the app. So I'm going to tap assign, I'm going to plug into the dock port the adapter, the infrared adapter, and I want to assign TV, or yeah, oh well, that's fun. Yeah, whatever. Let's try it again. There we go. Also, the way you update it, update the firmware on the remote thing is plug it in and it'll update. Alright, we're gonna do assign, and I want to teach it the TV on button. So I'm gonna tap the TV on, and it tells me to hold it at there. So I'm gonna hold it down, and it's gonna learn it, and it learned. Okay, now I want the Xbox one, so I'm gonna tap Xbox on, and I'm gonna hold the Xbox button, and it's learned. Now I'm going to tap the TV input, and the TV input is source. Learned. And now what I'm going to do, oh, the drawer. The middle button for OK. And I'm going to, that's learned. Up. Down, left, and right. And also, if you notice, when what's it called? When it's assigned, the buttons turn green. Now I'm done with that. Alright, let's make a quick macro. Macro drawer. Let's close that one. Alright, now with my macro, I'm gonna throw macro there. Alright, assign. Now when I'm on assign, so when I tap macro, it's gonna tell me touch buttons to add to macro. So what I'm gonna do is it's going to be TV on, Xbox on, and let's see. Actually, yeah, okay. That'll be that macro. Turn them both on at the same time. So, done. Whoop. Okay, that's done. Alright, design. Let's change the name of that to TV / whoop, Xbox on. Okay. Now also what I'm going to do is the Xbox, when you actually push it, it takes a little while to turn on. So what we're going to do really quickly is create another button. Move it up here. Then we're going to assign that one for the Xbox buttons. Alright, Xbox. Up, right, down, and wait, that's right. Wait, no, that's wrong. That's left. Oh. And also, if you're having trouble with one button, you have full assign, quick assign, hex code. Hex code is really detailed. You should probably be able to figure out and teach it any kind of remote with hex code. With quick assign and full assign, these are just learning from another. So I'm gonna quick assign that one. So that, and that one's top. Alright. Whoop, that's not what I wanted to do. Now with my macro drawer, I'm gonna tell it Xbox off.
You've got mail.
I'm gonna, let's see. I'm going to give it a macro called Xbox off. Xbox.
The time is 9:45 p.m.
Yeah, that's my computer. That way I never even have to open my eyes to tell what time it is. Alright, assign. Now I'm going to tell it Xbox off. Now touch the buttons. So usually when you hit the Xbox button, Xbox on, and then I think you tap right, right twice, and then 1, 2, 3, I think, 3 down, and enter, and then it'll ask you if you want to turn it off, so up and enter, and done. Alright, let's go test my remote. Alrighty, what I want to do, I'm going to want to turn the Xbox and TV on, so I'm going to make that macro button we did. And they're both on. Okay, the TV is on my Apple TV, so I'm going to do TV input, and then I'm going to use that one. Wait, which one is that one? Close the macro drawer. Okay, I'm going to go up to that one. Select that one. Alright, now with the macro, now I want to turn my Xbox off, so I'm going to do the Xbox macro that I made, which should be Xbox on, right, down, 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 okay, up, okay. So, let's see. Whoop. Okay, that was not exactly what I was meaning to do. There we go. Okay. The Xbox does have a few issues, but I mean overall, it doesn't like that special Xbox button, I've noticed. I was supposed to go down 5 times. And then up. Anyways, let's turn the TV off. Anyways, that is the L5 remote for the basics, teaching it. And let's look at the settings really quickly. If you want to get rid of the top and the bottom bar, what you can do is you can actually go to your settings, and there's a settings for it in the settings app, and lock setup controls. Now when you swap back to your remote, you'll notice the top and bottom bars are gone. Now you have to swipe back and forth. This is why I have my jump buttons to hop back and forth between them, so that way I can just, instead of swipe, oh wait, that's the remote I want, I can just hop between directly what I want. Back in the settings, we have button glow. Button glow, when you push the key, the button will glow. Screen dimming, that's why you kept noticing at the beginning of this video I had to tap the app or tap the screen, because the screen will dim. Do not sleep, this way the screen won't lock. It'll dim, but it won't lock. Assign mode, this is your default mode when you're teaching it something. Quick assign, full assign, hex code. Vibrate, that's haptic feedback. It only works for iPhones, sorry, no iPads or iPod touches. When you push a button, it'll vibrate. Error click sound, value 1, button clicks, and rotation. Error sound and button clicks, that's just sounds. Rotation, auto. So when you're in the app and you hold your phone as normal, but when you plug the adapter into the bottom, it rotates. As you noticed, it rotated. Always up means it'll always be this way, so the remote thing will always be at the bottom. Always down is for if you always want the app to be upside down, regardless of if the accessory is plugged in or not. Always up is good for if you plug a dock extension cable into here. You can just plug this one, actually, as an example, showing a dock here. I could just plug the L5 remote into the back of the dock. I can figure out how it's hard. It's a little hard one-handed, sorry. There we go. And then I can plug an iPhone extension cable into the dock. right there, and then plug the iPhone in here, so that way I can just place this in front of my TV, and that way the screen doesn't rotate, since the app, since I'll always be holding it the correct way, so that way it doesn't rotate. But those are the settings of the L5 remote, and this is my review of the L5 app. Honestly, of all three, I like the L5, or sorry, the all four, between the Peel, the Griffin Beacon, the Unity, and the L5. I would say I like the L5 the best. It seems the most customizable, the simplest. It doesn't add in any of that TV guide junk. It's just a simple app, but it's very strong and it's very customizable. And the app, the app is free. The accessory is about $40. I actually found it on eBay for $25. I got lucky, but I would say if you're looking for a universal remote, definitely get that. And really quickly on the iPad, I will say I'm a little disappointed because it's just this screen. I mean, I use my jumps, so I wanted a whole screen app, so that way, you know, I had a full media center remote. But I mean, it's decent. They finally, after promising for I think a year and a half, 2 years, they finally gave it full resolution. Because imagine this being blown up for the iPad. It finally looks decent. So I mean, I can't complain too much, but I wish it was a full screen instead of having this thing right here. I wish this kind of slid in instead of always being here, because like with my jumps, I don't need this. I could be using this for something else. I could have my TV remote here, Xbox remote here, DVD remote here, and something else here. I don't need to see what remotes I have, but I guess better than nothing. So that is the L5 remote for the iPhone, iPad, and iPod touches, and enjoy.